Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel, Dying to DIY. It's me, Camaro, and today's video is in part of the Fangtastic Halloween DIY collab hosted by Crafty Leanie. There are some awesome DIYers and crafters a part of this collab, so make sure you make it around to their videos, let them know I sent you, and don't forget to subscribe to their channels if you like what you see. For this collab, we have Crafty Leanie, of course, and myself. We have the official craft nerd, Chemo Craft, the Mug Life DIY, Indiana Jones, and designed by D9. All of their information is going to be listed down below in my description box, so make sure you make your way there after you check out all of these really cool Halloween DIYs I have in store for you guys. Anyway, let's get right to it. For this project, I'm going to be using 2 of these skeleton heads from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start by taking some matte black spray paint from Walmart and giving these 2 really good coats of the paint. I just want them to be solid black. Next, I'm taking these like dried looking foam flowers from Dollar General. They were $3 a bunch, and I'm just starting to cut them away from the stem. I'm just cutting them right at the base of the flower, and then I'm going to be taking some hot glue and gluing each of the flowers around the skeleton heads in a crown-like manner. I just want these to look like little flower crowns around these skeleton heads, and so I'm just going to keep making my way all the way around until each of them are complete. And I did one on camera for you, and then I just went ahead and did the pink one off camera to save a little bit of time. So for the pink one, I did have an extra flower left over, and I decided that it would be really cool to kind of glue it into one of its eye sockets, like so. And then I'm taking that little spider that's just from, those cheap little spider webs from Dollar Tree, and then I'm gluing it right on that flower. And look how cool that is! Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this project. Well, these projects. I think they're so neat. They look really cool, really classy, high-end, and I just love the way they turn out. Alright, for this project, I'm going to be using a couple of toys from the Dollar Tree. I have a couple of doll houses. I do show you the second doll house here in a second. And then I have the fire station and the construction zone. So for the doll houses, I'm just going to start by removing all of the window panes and like the door frame and stuff out of there. I liked the colors that they were, so I'm going to keep them in their original color. But for the houses, I'm going to be taking my black Waverly chalk paint and just giving each of those a coat of paint. For this first one, I did do it a solid black. Well, I tried to get it every square inch solid black. But for the second one, I ended up doing more of like a, I guess you could say a whitewash, but like a black wash. I didn't cover every square inch of the second house. I will show you that here in a second. But here is the first house, nice and solid black. So once I had that all covered, I'm just taking the, the window panes and the door frames and just popping those back into place. I did have to make a few minor, touch-ups here and there where I kind of scraped off the paint, but that was okay. Here is how that turned out after I put, everything back into place. And here is how the second one ended up looking. You can see, it still has some of the purple and the pink showing through, which I think is really cool. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So my last little step for these houses was to take some LED lights, and I'm just going to be gluing them into the back of the house so that way at night these can kind of be lit up and just really add to the Halloween effect on them. Here you can see the little lights in the back, and here's how they both turned out. You'll definitely be able to see the lights better at the end of the video when we do the final walkthrough and stuff, but for the most part they still look really cool. I'm really happy with how these ones turned out. So quick and so easy. Alright, and here we have the fire station and the construction building, and I'm just giving these both an all-over coat of the black Waverly chalk paint. I just wanted these to be nice and solid black. In the end, I do add a couple of tea lights in the back, some battery-operated tea lights, which you will see in the final walkthrough, but I just really love them all black. It adds to that like spooky Halloween vibe. So for the next project, I'm going to be using again another skeleton head from Dollar Tree, and I am going to be making a candle out of this one. So I'm just going to start by cutting a hole in the top of his head so that way I can pour the candle wax and like add the wick and all that good stuff in there. I'm going to be using a black candle and a red candle. I ended up using about 3 of the black candles and then 1 of the red candles. So I'm just going to start melting these candles down. And once they are all melted, I'm just going to start pouring it into the skeleton head. I showed you his chin because his chin has a little hole at the bottom, so you want to make sure you add some hot glue or tape that off so that way your candle wax does not leak out of there. So once I had the black ones melted down, I'm just adding those into the head, but I'm going to be turning it around and coating the whole, outer edges of the skeleton head, because you want the candle to be black on the outside, so that way when you pour the red, it's hidden in the middle. So I just did that a couple of times just to make sure the outer edge was a little bit thicker, that way it holds up the structure, holds up of the skeleton head. So after I did all the black, of course, I'm going to be going and doing the red, pouring the red right in the middle. Once the red has time to solidify as well, I am going to top it back off with some more of the black, just so, the skeleton head ends up looking solid black, and then as it burns and melts, it's just going to be, the red is going to be like drizzling down out of it. So once I had given it enough time to solidify, I'm just taking my razor blade and cutting away from that plastic skeleton part just to reveal the candle. And here is how it turned out. So cool. Part of his nose did fall off. He kind of has like a Voldemort nose. Harry Potter reference for those of you that are unsure. But his nose was kind of missing, but I mean, he still looks really cool. You can't even tell, honestly. All right. For this next project, I'm going to be using this cauldron from the 99-cent only store, and I'm just going to start filling it with some bubble wrapper, packaging, just to kind of fill in some of the empty space. Next, I'm taking these orange LED lights from Dollar Tree and just kind of placing them on top of the bubble the bubble packaging, just wherever, kind of here and there. And then I'm taking this big gap filler, and that's what I'm going to fill on the top of the cauldron. Looking back, I probably should have filled it first with the packaging, and then did the big gap filler on top, and then kind of added the lights, just because in the end, the lights don't show up as much as I was hoping they would. Either that, or I'm going to add 2 packages of lights next time. But after I did the big gap filler, I'm taking just some skeleton heads, some bones, some hands, just some things here and there, and placing them in there just where I see fit. Just kind of like a little bubbly cauldron full of bones and such. And once I had given the gap filler time to kind of, air dry and solidify and stuff, I'm just taking some black and red paint and going over just the foam parts as much as I possibly can, just kind of leaving the skeleton parts as is. And here is how it turned out after everything was all dry. Super spooktastic. Love it. It's kind of bubbling, overflowing, It looks super spooky, and just it really has those Halloween vibes. Here it is with the lights. Obviously, again, hard to see right now, but you'll be able to see it really good at the end of the video. For the final walkthrough, I do it in like a dark, as the sun was going down and stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think of it down below. Alrighty, for this project, I'm going to be using 3 of these little candy basket type of things, I think they are, from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to be using a couple of white candles. I do end up doing a black one, and I have some red in there too. But basically, I'm doing these the same as the larger skeleton head, but I'm just making a couple of different colors. So I have a white one that I filled in with some red candle wax. I have a black one that I filled in with some red candle wax, and then I have a white one that I filled in with the black candle wax. So just the same as the bigger skeleton head, once I had time to solidify, I'm just taking my razor blade and cutting away the little plastic parts and then cutting down the wicks. And here is how all 3 of those turned out. I love them. They are so cute. So just like petite and cute, but like creepy, I guess. Cute but creepy. Anyways, I just love them. All right, on to the next projects. I'm going to be making some potions using these little potion bottles from the Target dollar spot. And I'm just going to be taking some glitter, some sequins, some tube confetti. Those are all from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to start by taking some rubbing alcohol and filling up the bottles just maybe about a third of the way full with the rubbing alcohol. And then I'm taking some vegetable oil and just filling it up about halfway, so that way I can get my glitter and my confetti and all that good stuff in there. I did add a couple of scorpions into this bottle. I thought that would just be really cool. You know, once everything settles, you'll kind of see the scorpions floating around. So added some more glitter, and then I just topped it off with the vegetable oil, put the little cork in, and voila, done. I did do the little round bottle off camera for you guys, but I did it the exact same way that I did the first bottle, but I just did some different colors. Yeah, but they look so cute. I added a spider into that round bottle. Love it. You kind of do have to shake them up, and you can watch it, like, you know, settle down to the bottom. And of course, these are great crafts to do with your kids. You can see that I have a tiny little helper in the background here. You see little hands popping through. My daughter did help me make these, and she thought they were a lot of fun to do. So I'm glad her and I got to do that together. Okie dokie. For these next projects, I'm going to be using this tablecloth from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start by cutting one of each of the pictures that is on the tablecloth out, away from the tablecloth. Hopefully that makes sense. I just cut the pictures out. And then I'm going through my little scrap pieces of wood and such. I have like a picture frame back, you know, just some things that I thought each of these pictures would fit really well on. For this first one, I did take some black paint to kind of fill in the edges, and, you know, just so it wasn't so cream colored in the back. I just wanted it to kind of blend in. And then I'm taking some Mod Podge and a foam brush, and I'm just adding that little picture onto that piece of wood. And that is exactly what I'm going to be doing for the rest of them as well. I'm just taking my Mod Podge and foam brush and, you know, picking out the piece of the scrap wood and scrap pieces that I thought would fit the best, you know, each picture would fit the best on. And I just added each where they needed to go, and voila, we are done. Here is how they turned out. Cute little witchy picture on the picture frame back, and then you have the bat and the pumpkin. Love it. I really love the like black and white look to all of these, and like the vintage vibe they got going on. I just thought these would make really great like tiered tray decor, or on a bookshelf, or wherever your heart desires. I just thought they were really cool, and just such an easy project to do. Alright guys, well that is all that I have for you. It is time to, you know, make our way through the final walkthrough. Again, love these skeleton heads. You can see I added a spider on that second one, the like beige colored flower one. Love it. Probably my favorite out of all of the projects that I did in this video. So I definitely can't wait to see how you guys feel about them as well. The cauldron turned out really neat too. Loving how it's just like bubbling over. It's like boiling all of the bones and the you know, it's just totally spooktastic. And of course, these candle skeleton heads, obsessed. I think they're super neat, and I just love the way those turned out. They really bring that like whole creepy, you know, Halloween vibe to life. And then the little houses too, they turned out super neat. I'm loving the neon vibes on them. And then when they light up at night, like, yes, love it. Love it. Here are the potions that I made integrated with that tiered tray decor. So cool. Look at this potion. It's like popping and bubbling at the bottom. And that's what happens when you kind of shake these up and then turn them back over and let everything settle down at the bottom. It's almost like it's, you know, the concoction is like happening and the potion is mixing itself. It's super neat. And of course, really digging the tiered tray decor. I love the black and white look, and it has that like vintage feel to it. So cute. Here you go. Here you can see with the lights on and the candles are burning. All of that stuff is just dripping down. Looks so cool. I'm wishing for the black one, like the little one, that I would have had maybe some white filler in there instead. Done like, you know, an outer black candle with the white dripping down. That would be super neat as well. But I think it's so cool. And the bigger black one, like, the candle wax was dripping out from its eye socket. Don't ask me how I did that. It's just the way it decided to burn, but super neat, loving it, obsessed, you guys. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed all of these projects that I put together for you. Again, let me know which one is your favorite down below. Which one are you going to make? What kind of vibe are you guys going for Halloween? Do you have like a creepy, spooky, gory vibe, gothic glam maybe? Do you have a very traditional? The neon colors are looking really sweet as well. Loving those vibes. So anyway, let me know all of that good stuff down below. Also, leave me a skeleton head if you guys have made it this far and you're still here. Don't forget, this is a collab with all of the other amazing DIYers and crafters, so definitely make your way to my description box to check out all of their links. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your love and support and your kind comments. I love reading all of them. I might not respond all the time, but I do read them, and I just love your guys' support so much. It means so much to me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.